Okay, another beautiful day, sunny paradise. Happy Easter, and today we're having a look at another Space One frame. So this is the third. I've actually had 4 of these, but one is now broken, so this is number 3. This is going to be the 6S unit. I'm running the big 2300 kV motors, and they're a 2208. We've got the standard Luminaire 5x4 props. Not really impressed with these. Not a lot of power, but good for a test. We're running the X4R under there. Got the antennas coming out the bottom for something different, and we've got the all-in-one FPV, which is an LT200 with a 5-volt camera up front that runs straight off the board. And we've got the little B30 amp ESCs. Trying to clean up my builds a bit lately, rather than have all the wires and the connectors. I find I do that and I just leave them there till it either dies or breaks or is still there. So decided to put the little B30s on there, and they're an opto, so the board is powered by a separate power supply, and these are good for a 6S. So we're going to be just flying 4S today, just to give it a bit of a run. This is the maiden, so I haven't even tested this out in the backyard. So you're going to see what I do from when I get the final build done to right up to give it its first flight. So, and the other thing we've got is a Flip 32 F4 flight control board. These are really great. Once you go F4, you will never go back. So we'll give it a run. We'll shut up. We've got the GoPro unit up the top there. They're ready to put that in if we're successful. So the first thing to do that I do is a check to make sure I got all my ESC wires on right. So we are running a 2200 4-cell, and that's one of my rebuilt ones. So let's plug him in and we'll see how we go. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we've got RSSI.
80 dB.
So we've got RSI there, so all good so far. And we'll power him up, and we'll give it a slight bump, and then we'll check the left, right, forward, backwards motion. So power up a little bit. So that's good so far. So forward, yep, backwards, left and right. So we do have the ESC wires on the correct way, and by the feel of that, it does feel like it is gonna do what it's supposed to do and work properly. So we'll put him on the ground. We'll give him a little demo flight, and we'll see how that goes. The big 4S on it. So take off. Ready? That was good. So this is stock standard better flight. Nothing adjusted to it, of course. Just stock standard, everything's stock. Just to see how she'd go. So she seems pretty, check the yaw the other way. Bring him back in, and we'll just check those ESCs and see how they are. Something's hitting there. So I got a fair idea. It may be the propeller on the back of this on there. Nope, nothing there. So I've had to trim this down. That's the only problem with this frame. I've had to trim that part down and that part down to get the props to go through there. So I don't know. Doesn't. I thought it might have been hitting on that, but nothing of. And of course that's wanting to push through there, so that wants to push that down. Can't see what I'd have going on there. And what I do now is I program all my FPV to F1 or channel and band F, channel 1, and right on the back there, because I've had them all over the place, and there's nothing worse getting in and trying to set up your FPV and don't know what channel you're on, because there's a lot of like channels. So there'll be 3 channels that are like. There'll be the one you're after and 2 either sides on various different bands that are close. And if you haven't got the right one selected, you get 100 meters away and you go all fuzzy and you think, wonder what's wrong with the unit. There's a good chance that you're just off to one of those other 2 bands. So we'll give him another flight and we'll see how we go. Do a hand launch, why not, be game. So what could happen. Pretty upset, came out yesterday with all this stuff, came out with the Duvalaki, what do you call it? Came out with the EFX Extra, flew that first time FPV, and there's the little FPV.
Telemetry lost.
Sure.
Telemetry recovered.
Yeah, that's the problem with those units. If you get too close to them, those SP X4Rs. 3D printed this guy, and that's the battery. Can't remember what transmitter's in that, but that's my original blackout camera. It's just, you know, they're all on an angle now, but the original blackout just had it sitting there. And that's the frame off it. And that just sits in the canopy there. That is great. And flew that yesterday, first time FPV, standing out here in the middle of the field, do the throw. And I like to sit down while I'm flying, but I'm standing up, and must have looked like some drunk guy out in the paddock, because I'm not a stander-upper. Righto, let's give it a, let's go. Does need a little bit of an adjust. Now I'm just really throwing this around at the moment, just to see what it does. Because I will be flying at FPV in a tick. So I'll give him a punch out. Batteries. So she is a bit twitchy. So that's hands off, and that's so I'm just trimming that now. Bring him down. See that twitch? That's not good.
Off.
So we'll see how that went. Motors are cold. ESCs are nice, just that nice. Wouldn't say they're cold, wouldn't say they're even warm. They're kind of coldy, warmy cold. Righto, let's shut up and let's keep going. While we're here doing the walk around video, we'll take that off and we'll turn that off just in case something silly happens.
Signal critical.
Yeah, thank you, that's good, thanks for telling me that. So there's the EF Extra, throw that in there like that. That guy sits in that little pocket there, and that clips in like that, and that, my friend, is FPV. And the funny thing is, flew this, I put probably about 10 batteries through this so far, and just a 3-cell with the 8-inch prop, and you know, it's really fast. And you know, you're standing here, and I'm not a good fixed wing pilot, flying around, and lost it a couple of times. Flew upside down the other day. I was upside down. I thought, where am I? Thought I'd better roll up, and I rolled down, so I was upside down. So luckily, the old rule of thumb with planes, fly high and just low stick input movements. So anyway, flew this yesterday, first time FPV with a 3-cell, and mate, it was as slow as anything. When you're on board, I was just going flat biscuit up and down here, and I was getting there in record time. But I was thinking, geez, time to go to 4-cell. So I've got the 80 amp ESC that goes in here, and it will do 244 kilometers an hour with a 6-cell, and it is designed to do that. So I've got the ESC, but we'll work up to that. A couple of things there, not real good with that design there. See how that sort of does that. You could put some tape there, but you know, look, I know it's not perfect, and I'll probably crash it and kill it beforehand, but anyway, that is the FPV unit that sits there, and hopefully that magnet will hold, and hopefully I won't be crashing anytime soon. So what did I do with that? There she is. Put that cover back on just to keep the dirt out. It's got a little flappy thing there so you can hang on to it. And that's the EF Extra. The other thing we're going to be flying today, took this out yesterday and forgot how much fun it was, is this guy. This is the little mini hex. So you may see that I've actually made a CNC machine, and it's been quite a work of art for me. And the whole idea, hey guys, I'm trying to make a video over here, do you mind? The whole idea is so that I can make these parts here, because these are pretty flimsy, and if you happen to land, they just snap. So I want to make these parts. You know, the whole idea of this is a great frame, but this is a small aerial photography frame. So it has a set of landing gear, and you're supposed to put a gimbal on it and fly really slow and take home movies or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, we've stuck the big what are they, 2633 motors on it, and they're running the 5-inch. Just hang on, crying out loud. So they've got the big 4 bladed props on there, all in one FPV unit, and 3D printed case up here. This is just a standard Flip 32, and this is before air mode came out. So I've got a switch on there that you set, and it gives you minimum revs, and you set that up in your radio. So it's kind of like the earliest version of air mode. So that's it. So my 3D printer, I can actually print these parts and see how they fit, and then, excuse me, machine them. Because these parts here are about $2 to buy, but it costs you about 15 bucks to get them out to Australia. And the part I don't like about it, even though it's lightweight, is that part there is really tiny. That'll be about 3 or 4 millimeters across there, and they break quite regularly and or easily. And then the top frame arms, you know, again, and everything you're running 6 of them, so you got 6 times everything. So look, they are a $35 or $40 frame, so you're better off just buying 2 frames and getting them out here, and you've got a heap of spare parts. But now I've got like about 3 of these and 3 of these, and none of the top plates, because the top plates are really flimsy. So the CNC machine will come in handy. So we'll be running that. That is awesome to fly. Flew that yesterday. I hadn't had that out for probably, I don't know, 6 months, maybe longer. May last year was the last time I did a video on it, and man, I tell you what, took it out yesterday, and it's so snappy and fast, and you can just, with 6 ESCs, and they're only a little 20 amp ready to fly guys, with 6 ESCs you can just full tilt this thing and just slam the throttle, and it just absolutely hoots along, and there's no vibration, there's no missing, there's no, it's just, they are a lot nicer to fly than a quad in some cases. So let's put a real battery in and we'll tune this FPV. I put the camera in the mount last night. Oh, hang on! I put the camera in, and I've just got to adjust the focus on that to get that ready. And I've put my GoPro mount up there because it's a little bit short of space. It's just a throw together at the moment, so we'll see how we go.